Alright, we're back. Last time we finished Spider Nest, which brings us up to 2 runes of Zot. If you don't know, we need 3 to enter Zot. That means a minimum of 3 to win the game. But we're probably going to go for 15 runes just to kind of do a showcase of everything the game has to offer. We're really working towards getting Malign Gateway and Summon Horrible Things to a good castable fail rate. And so we're training summonings and translocations exclusively. As far as where we want to go next, I thought about it. Well, first what I'd like to do is take a look at this ring. We're going to drop this ring of magical power. Do a little housekeeping on our rings. We still have 39 mana without it, and I'd really like to focus on resistances now. So I got some cold resistance, that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this Ring of Protection from Magic over in Shoals. So as you can see, my MR is only 3 pips. With the Ring of Protection from Magic, it goes to 3. We're not going to actually wear it because all of our rings are at least marginally useful. What we will do is we will hot swap it on if necessary, because rings change position very quickly, so it's not really that big of a deal. What I think I'm going to do, since I have a pip of resist cold and I have the ability to have 3 MR, I'm going to sort of speculatively go into slime pits right now. We're going to wear the Ring of Resist Magic specifically for this branch, and we're going to replace the Ring of Fire with it, the Ring of Protection from Fire, rather. And the reason is there's no source of fire damage at all inside of slime pits. So if we go in here, we might want to grab some food. Let's just grab a couple bread rations real fast. Unfortunately, there's no food in slime. Okay, so we'll go in here. Now, the reason we wanted to add the MR, even 3 is not really enough to be in here if you want to be perfectly safe, but you want to have at least 3 pips in here if possible, because there are golden eyes, and golden eyes will just confuse you with extreme regularity. Because mostly what they do, unless they move, is they try to confuse you. And they come in packs, generally. You always want to dive slime. And the reason is, there is never, as far as I know, it is impossible for loot to spawn anywhere inside here. Let's cast Malign Gateway, if we can. Okay, good. We finally got it. It took 3 tries, but we got it. We're going to go back up. We got another one, but it kind of spawned in a bad place. And we have minus cast, unfortunately. Let's just go up. Here's the interesting thing about Malign Gateway. Unlike every other summon spell, we don't really want to be next to this Azure Jelly. He can do an insane amount of damage to us. But we have a pip of RC now, so it's not too bad. See, he can hit... Technically, he could hit us 4 times, I believe. And it could do quite a lot of... cold damage to us. So we're going to use Horrible Things and Malign Tentacle to clear this out a bit. We have some of the best spells in the game available to us right now, which is nice. It shouldn't take us long to get up to speed. But anyway, so down here we have these little green jellies. Technically they're called slime creatures. Don't really think they're that dangerous unless they're in groups. because they very quickly will do a lot of damage once they merge. There are some tricks to stopping them from merging. They tend to not merge very much in wide open spaces, and if you can break line of sight with them, they won't merge, or rather they will split. I really like to use Malign Tentacle or Malign Gateway in general, but in here it's particularly effective because it is immune to acid, so it doesn't really care about what the acid blob does to it, for example. And if I have the tentacle, or especially the portal itself, in between me and this guy, he can't really shoot at me. And of course, the Eldritch Tentacle itself does an insane amount of damage, as you can see from the log here. And what I was trying to say earlier was, unlike other summons, the tentacle does damage off screen. It attacks off screen. And the most interesting thing about it is, if you place one, as you recall, I placed one down here on this floor. If I go back to this floor, at any moment, that tentacle will still be there. The timer, as far as I know, the timer for the tentacle to actually go away, it only ticks down if you're on that floor. So, I'll just show you something real fast while we let this tentacle do the work for us. Or maybe not. Let's make some horrible things. We don't want to be casting horrible things as much as we are. I mean, we can, unfortunately, take some intelligence drain from that, but it cures. Anyway, we go down here. Not the best landing I could have asked for, but we go down here, and what we're going to see is we're going to start getting experience as this tentacle over here kills stuff off screen. Yeah, I think I'm going to airstrike him. Yeah, see, it says, even though I haven't killed anything here myself, it says you feel a bit more experienced. And that's because my tentacle's doing work over there. These shining eyes, there's a trick to fighting them in here. I didn't really use it. He luckily didn't malmutate me. But if I had wanted to avoid any chance of him malmutating me, I did have some options. However, I know that I have 4 potions of mutation on me, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. These guys are dangerous. I don't have any resist corrosion, and he can spit at me and do up to 42 damage and then acid damage on top of it. And I think, I'm not positive, I am sure that acid does more damage to you if you have less equipment slots filled, but I think because of an Octopode, and I have no armor at all really other than a hat, acid damage automatically does a lot more to me. So ideally we don't want him to be able to hit us. Let's go ahead and make some horrible things, or try to. Yeah, we miscast. We'll try one more time. Okay, we succeeded. This is okay. We're going to let them do a little bit of work, but in general you want to make sure there's stuff, either enemies or allies, but bodies, in between you and the line of fire for these acid blobs, even if you have our core. Slime creatures are susceptible to hexes, so confuse wands work well against them, even if they're big. I'm going to scattershot this guy though. 10 hits, he still lives. He can do quite a bit of damage, but my slime, or rather my horrible things, do some work. We're going to go upstairs soon. We're just going to wait some turns and let these abominations do some work for us. By the way, you can only have one Malign Gateway at a time. I just tried to cast it again to see, but apparently it's still alive over there, off screen. As you can see, we have the biggest slime creature available here, and it is a titanic slime creature, and it can do 110 damage. That's no joke. That's not what we wanted to do. Let's go up. I was hoping to keep this guy from being next to me. Let's make some horrible creatures. and they can take care of this little problem for us. Really, really murderous, these guys. They do a lot of damage. Let's go down here. Okay. We're going to walk away. Now, you want to be careful around these tentacles, because while they're excellent, they do a ton of damage, they're immune to energies, you know, fire, ice, electricity, whatever. Really good weapon, right? Unfortunately, they go hostile if your spell power is low, or they go neutral if your spell power is a little bit higher. But eventually, they'll kind of writhe around for a while, depending on your spell power and some rolls. And if they're hostile, or even if they sort of go neutral and randomly walk into you, you're going to be taking that massive attack, and you don't want to be hit by an Eldritch Tentacle. They also have a Chaos Brand attack, so you could end up paralyzed, you could end up banished, a lot of nasty things can happen. Now these Death Oozes are pretty easy to kill. They have low hit points, they hit for 32 damage, which is, you know, appreciable, maybe not for a melee character at this point in the game, but for us we do care. And it can rot you, however they die really easily. Extremely low hit points, and for the record they do count as undead. So if you happen to have Dispel Undead available to you, or Control Undead, well, I'm not sure if Control Undead works, they may have too much MR, but Dispel Undead does work. Used a lamp there to finish him off. And you'll notice that, ooh, playing a little too fast here. Let's cast Swiftness, and let's just jog on out of here. You know, you'll notice I'm leaving these tentacles on these floors. I really want them to do most of the work for me. It's dangerous in here. But I like it better than Vaults. At least I like it better than Vaults 5, because everything in here is very predictable. You really don't, you're not really going to suffer any surprises in here. I'm going to wait for a little while. See, I'm gaining experience still. I'm just pressing 5 until I don't. Yeah, okay, I'm done waiting. There's tentacles gone. I'm going to try to kill these things with Iron Shot, but if I get anywhere close to running out of mana like I have, I'm just going to walk backwards and let the tentacle do the work. As you can see, he made this shock serpent. They can, in fact, polymorph. Slime creature evaporates and reforms as a shock serpent. It's kind of funny. Orb of Eyes can paralyze, disintegrate, confuse, drain magic. That's a great reason to have magic resistance in here. The glowing orange brains are also a great reason to have magic resistance in here, because they can cause fear, they can mass confusion. Orange brains are not to be messed with in here because they have shadow creatures, and so they can actually spawn in a bunch of acid blobs around you. So try not to let those get too close. Let's go down and see what we're working with here. Now, as you can see, Dungeon can only cope with one Malign Gateway at a time. Even though it's been quite a while, as I said, our Malign Gateway is still over here, and we're going to see it do some work for us soon. Just going to walk up to this guy and kill him with iron shots. I'm going to wait for the tentacle. Looks like it's done. We really would like to buy this Wand of Digging. It has quite a lot of charges on it, but we are broke. However, we have an empty Wand of Digging here. The question is, do we want to waste the Scroll of Recharging on it? And I do not. I think I'm just going to eat the damage Oh, right, I don't have resist corrosion. Maybe I don't want to do that. Let's just go down. Let's go back down these steps and see what's available to us here. No monsters. Looks like our tentacle took it all out. Did I see an azure jelly? There we go. Yeah, azure jellies can do an insane amount of damage. I was next to one a little while ago, and that was quite a misplay. If they roll well enough, they really can instantly kill you for something like 200 damage, especially if you have no resist cold. You can significantly reduce that with even 1 pip of resist cold, though. Here we are, slime 5, which is currently the deepest level of slime. You may be wondering what we're doing down here. I mean, can we kill the royal jelly? And the answer is yes. Yes, we can. We have all the tools we need right now to kill the royal jelly. There are a lot of ways that you can do it. But, I mean, Malign Gateway pretty much solves all your problems for you. Ideally, when you kill the royal jelly, you don't want to create an army of things, because every time you do damage to the royal jelly, he spawns more jellies. And there are some other ways. There's a melee strategy for beating the royal jelly, which is arguably the most reliable, but I kind of prefer janky strategies. Okay, here's our shining eye. He spawned pretty far away from us. We can't iron shot him to death. We could try to airstrike him, but I'm going to demonstrate how you avoid getting malmutated. I'm going to cast Summon Butterflies. Well, that wasn't a good one. There we go. If we move down a little bit here, he really cannot malmutate us. If he tries, he's going to get the butterflies. So we make a tentacle just for backup, and we're going to start airstriking him. Now, unfortunately, if the butterflies move around too much, there will be some space in between you and the eye, so we're going to make more butterflies. We're going to keep airstriking him. We're going to just move in ways that will keep us from being in a line of fire with him and airstrike him until he dies. I realize not everybody is going to have summons available. On the other hand, Summon Butterfly is a level 1 spell. So unless you're worshipping Trog, you have a hard time coming up with a reason you shouldn't memorize level 1 spells that are very useful like that. Hey, here's a golden eye. So we have 3 pips of magic resistance, and they have 4% chance to confusion gaze us, and you may be thinking, well, 4%, that's very low, it's not going to happen. Wrong, because every turn, almost every turn, unless they're moving, they will simply do nothing but try to confusion gaze us. They don't even have an attack. They might blink, but really they just confusion gaze you over and over and over. Fortunately, we have 7 potions of curing, so we're gonna spam airstrike on these guys. It's flying, so they take extra damage. They have low hit points, but certain characters, those are terrible. Let's kill him and try to put some space between us and the acid blob. We're just kind of clearing this out a bit. Yeah, we're just kind of clearing out this floor in preparation. Wait, what just happened? Splash with acid. Yeah, we took a lot of damage. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna rest up here. Let's go up. Ideally, what I like to do is, ideally I would have a couple different entrances to Slime 5. Like, I would either full clear or partial clear Slime 4. And that way, if we have some sort of a problem, we can just come down a different entrance. Like, say, if TRJ, if the Royal Jelly is blocking one of the entrances. We don't have the best configuration, though, on Slime 4 here. We really would need to dig out some of these walls if we wanted to do that in an effective way. Got a lot of slime creatures here. We're gonna... We're gonna go up. Oh, this is obnoxious. Yeah, okay, we'll bite the bullet, and we will use the scroll of recharging. Unfortunately, digging out these walls is a bit obnoxious, because it has to sort of have no walls right next to it for there not to be slime. However, we're gonna spend a few charges nonetheless. There we go. Fun fact, if you walk into the portal itself, it'll just blink you and make you take damage. Looks like there must be a Zot trap on this level, since it's saying I hear a distant Zot. Zot traps are obnoxious and really shouldn't exist. It's just, oh, looks like I got malmutated there. Oh boy, I got a bad malmutate. That's teleportitis. We're gonna drink a potion of mutation to get rid of that. Hey, that's cool. Got inherent resist fire. Won't say no to that. Okay. Alright, let's move on. We lost our tentacle spike, but we weren't using it, so that's fine. Oh, there's a Malign Gateway on this floor still. Let's... Yeah, now, again, we're only getting half experience when the Malign Tentacle, or the Malign Gateway Tentacle does the kills all by itself. But I just don't care. In a place like this, where the danger is high, if I were to engage these things on my own, especially with Iron Shot, which is something that requires me to be within four tiles. Well, it's a dangerous proposition to watch one of these acid blobs come towards you or shoot you from that far away. See, I could fight this guy, but he's gonna get a few shots in on me. So I'd rather just, even with demissile, I would rather have the tentacle do the majority of the work, and I can more or less guarantee it's gonna die fast. And the thing is, with Malign Tentacle, it's actually technically called Eldritch Tentacle and the spell is Malign Gateway. But with the Malign Gateway spell, you can kill orbs of fire. You can kill, arguably, probably anything in the game with a Malign Gateway cast. So we're already in go mode. We've got everything we technically need to win the game. I mean, probably some more hit points would be nice. And probably reducing the spell failure rate would be kind of nice. But for the most part, we're good to go. So as soon as we have a little more, a little less failure rate on Malign Gateway and on Horrible Things, chances are good we're going to train nothing but defenses, or things that increase our survivability for a while. We might train T-Lokes, I guess, and replace Passage of Galubria with Controlled Blink. But otherwise, we're pretty much good to go. That's cute. We got a book. A book full of things we don't care about. Also, it appears as though TRJ has woken up. Oops, we're confused. I'm not going to waste a potion of curing I'm gonna let, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll let the tentacle do the work. That's another benefit of having summons in here, is that if you get confused by the golden eyes, but you happen to have something strong summoned to defend you, you may not have to blow any resources like a curing potion. Gosh, we are just really blowing through food, though. I think our new staple ration is going to be royal jellies for a while. Let's go pick up some stacks. This is not the most efficient sort of pathing that I'm doing here. I don't think if I was trying really hard to conserve either turn count or even food, I would be going here until I was a little lower on rations. But I don't think we're going to run out of food anytime soon. Especially since after this, we will probably go into vaults. If we wanted to, we could convert to Jivia, but we don't. Sort of always found Jivia kind of an interesting god, since in most of your games, the only altar you're going to see is going to be on Slime 5. So, you know, you're just not gonna end up taking it on most characters. It's sort of a meme god. We're just kind of walking around here until we find him with the shift key pressed, so we stop as soon as we see a monster. And we found him. I'm gonna walk away. I'll shout here in a second. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Let's make a... Okay. Yeah. So, we could blow a haste here, and that would be the safest thing to do. But I have Passage of Galubria, so I can roll the dice here a little bit. And make myself an exit over here. Yeah, and then I can make some horrible things. And more horrible things. He blinked because of the Eldritch Tentacle. Is there even a limit on horrible things? Most 8 creatures. What that really means is 8 castings, I think. Let's make a Mana Viper. Just because horrible things is 8 mana and I had 7. And just to get more bodies on the screen here, we'll make even more horrible things. Using the Sifmuna ability. Okay. And we'll eat some meat here. Unfortunately, these jellies that pop out when he takes damage are not worth experience. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm worried about. These abominations really will just do all the work for us. Is he confused? Okay. Yeah, Eldritch Tentacle has Chaos Attack, as I said, and so he must have applied Confuse to him, so this is pretty much done. Ah, ooh. Got a good hit on him and he summoned some buddies, so let's have a little fun and use a Scroll of Immolation. Unfortunately, this will make our abominations hostile. Oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, here we go. Now, the tentacle is immune to fire. So, we don't need to worry about him going hostile. We do need to worry about dying here. We've got... This is a little bit better. This could have been handled a little more carefully. Let's use another Scroll of Immolation. There's still the Malign Gateway out. We can just walk to the right, just use this teleport trap if we really need to. I'm gonna use an Iron Shot here. Oh man, he just doesn't want to die. All those little friends here. Let's teleport. Okay. Unfortunately, he didn't die. Yeah, this was botched. Unfortunately, a bit botched. All we've really done here is create a large army of nastiness that doesn't even give us experience. Let's try this again. Fortunately, we still have some Scrolls of Immolation. Oh, man. Oh, this is brutal. Trying to get that big explosion. Unfortunately, our own abominations seem to be immune to the Immolate. And so they're not really having the effect on these guys that we would like. Oh boy. Acid hits us and does quite a lot of damage. Thankfully, Horrible Things has not drained any of our intelligence yet. Even if it did, as I said, that does cure off. Oh, we took one. There we go. As you gain experience, you will gain your intelligence back if you get drained. As you can see, I'm at 31 instead of 32 for now. Oh, man. Haven't really taken a look at any of this loot yet. Manual of Invocations. Nothing particularly special here, as far as I can see at a glance. I mean, there's the Sword of Zongeldruck, but we don't care about that. Clearing out some of this unfortunate no experience spawn army that we've inadvertently created. Unfortunately, Malign Gateway will spawn anywhere within your line of sight, and so sometimes you get it all the way up here. Whew. Take a lot of damage here. Oops. I must not have picked up my main stack of royal jellies. I have to go back for that at some point. Yeah, this has ended up a bit more tedious than I expected. But the only resources we've really used in the process of doing this are 2 scrolls of immolation, so I'm not too concerned. I mean, immolation is nice to have, but you never really need it. We want to engineer a situation where we're close to TRJ, like within line of sight of him, but not too close. Take these guys out with airstrike. You can just wait on a staircase. That is an option. Anyway, on the plus side, it seems like we've taken out his army. The things that spawned when we sort of... Oh boy, here he is. Okay, he's at half hit points. If we can get him in... yeah, if we can get him in an immolate explosion now, he should die. I'm gonna... Do I want to blow a teleport? Yeah, I'm gonna do a teleport. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna passage there. Well, that went off a little faster than I was expecting, but... Hey, you feel a bit more experienced. But those are not TRJ dying, and the reason why I know is because those walls are still up. There he is. Third time's a charm, right? Let's make some of these guys. Let's make a lot of these guys. And hopefully they will finish the job for us. Oh, was that it? That was it. Okay, he's dead. Sweet. Yeah, that was a fairly botched attempt at TRJ, but it worked out for us anyway, eventually. Kind of wiping things up now. We will walk away from this. No, this isn't so bad. Okay, it's all dead, it's all dead. Let's step up to a safer floor to rest. And head over and collect our loot. Staff of Earth. We'll drop that. Really don't need it. See, Wand of Enslavement, we will keep that, and we will identify it because that is the best wand in the game, hands down. Magic mapping, sack of spiders. We will walk on this alarm trap to get the Potion of Brilliance. I mean, we've cleared the floor, it's fine. That's the rune, that's a ring of protection from magic. Do we need to wear it or keep it on us? Not really, because we already have 3 pips, and I think we'll get more as we level up. So, just in the interests of inventory space, I'm going to drop it, although 4 pips is ideal. Drop this Ring of Wizardry. See what the staff is. It's a Staff of Wizardry. We don't need it. I like to identify the staves. What's a meat ration? I thought I turned picking those up off. Haste. Artifact, amulet, we'll identify it. Ooh, that is sweet. Oh, we're wearing that. Oh, yeah. We lose out on magic regeneration, but we gain a pip of negative resistance, fire resistance, we gain regenerate, and we gain some intelligence. That's a good trade. We found a +2 ring of protection. 2 AC, it's still significant for us. It may be the best play for us to wear that, but I don't think I'm going to. Not at this stage in the game. Not just for 2 AC. I'm going to drop the amulet, the Manual of Invocations. Even though technically we could use invocations on Sif Muna, it's not something we need to train right now. We may go back and get it later. Book of Dreams. Okay. Identify this ring by wearing it. Ring of Positive Energy, we don't need it. Wand of Acid. That's pretty nice for straight damage. Fortunately, we're at the stage of the game where inventory management is really obnoxious. Intelligence +7 bow. If we really wanted to wear that, we could. Yeah, let's just wear the Staff of Conjuration and put our buckler back on. I'm not terribly worried about having more intelligence at this point over a basic spell enhancer like Conjuration. I think that's everything we need from this pile. We're going to drop this Wand of Clouds. We'll buy the other one probably. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Our Wand of Clouds was empty. And so we don't have a recharge, but we do have money, so we'll just buy it from this convenient workshop. We're going to drop this Ring of Protection from Fire because right now we have 2 pips, one from our mutation and one from the amulet. And 2 pips is enough, it's more than you'll ever need. So unless I lose that mutation, that's totally fine by me. We will pick up this stack of jellies that I accidentally didn't grab. And we're going to drop the Staff of Cold because we have a pip of cold resistance, so we don't need Hot Swap anymore. Maybe we'll start seeing some artifact rings soon. That would be nice. So with that said, probably going to call the video here because we acquired another rune. And next time, we're kind of going into a stage of the game that opens it up even more because we don't need any more runes. We're going to get the rest of the runes, but we don't need them. But that means that everywhere in the game is open to us now, including Zot. So we could clear out depths, and then we could go straight to Zot if we felt like it. We could go into vaults and clear out some of that, or even all of it. What I'm partial to doing is gaining as much experience as possible in as reliably safe a way as possible. So chances are good next video we'll be going to vaults, maybe the first 4 floors like I was planning on before, or we may go to depths. Those are the 2 safest places for us right now. As I was saying, elf is an option as well, but those higher level elves really can be a dice roll on how nasty they want to be, so we're going to avoid that for a little while longer. But it has a lot of treasure, so we may not ignore it forever. But until then, let's see, do I want to do anything else before signing off? Let's see what Controlled Blink is at. 80%. So you may see me getting Controlled Blink online next video, maybe not. Alright, well that's it.